every name that we trade under, Nexus is ours. If you look with that, well, when it comes back up again, you can see there's a little X in the middle, so it's a logo as well as a word. Howdo has a logo as well as a word. It's a little blue triangle and a green half circle and a yellow half circle. Money is spent in designing those things. You want to own them because when you appear before your audience, your customer base, one time, a second time and a third time, you want them to recognise you for what you are. So you take time about thinking about your branding and your choice of your name. It's a trade name or a trademark. You can protect a trademark, and it's a very valuable way of going about things, and it's not necessarily quite as expensive as you might think, depending where you want to do it. Online businesses, of course, are haunted by the fact that anybody anywhere in the world can access their website and find what they're selling and buy what they're selling because it's there to be sold. Trademarks, unfortunately, stem from effectively territorial, national trademark offices. And although things are becoming a little easier, you can apply now for a European wide trademark. That covers all of the states in the European Union. And the fees for that are falling because the trademark registry itself, which is the very catchy brand name of OIM, the Office for the Harmonisation of the Internal Market, is making so much money that they can cut the fees. So the official fee, I think, now for a community trademark application, a European-wide trademark application, is down to about €900. There used to be a second fee payable when the process finished and you were awarded your trademark, and that's now been abolished. So the official fees have been cut in half. You have to specify what you do with it because your trademark only applies to what you ask it to apply for. Howdo had an issue with Inquirer, or Nick had an issue with Inquirer, because it was the same as a newspaper that already had the same name in America. And he managed to convince him in his example, or in his real life example, that their Northwest publication really was not conflicting with the National Enquirer newspaper, rag newspaper or whatever, in America. But they are the same. They're both publications and they're both, there is an overlap there. And the idea of getting a trademark is you can show to the rest of the world that as of the date that your mark goes to grant, you've got a mark that nobody else can use, at least not to do the same sorts of things. And if you're lucky enough and your reputation builds up sufficiently, you also get the option of saying, well, even if it's not exactly the same thing, my mark is now sufficiently well known that I can stop you using the mark in other categories, in other classes of goods and services.